Hi, my name is Timothy Haynes, and I'm here to present Brain Death, an Administrative View. We are here to talk about a case study that recently happened in a facility near us, and let's get into how, as administrators, we can do better to make sure ethical care is being provided. Here's my recorded YouTube link so that you can go back and review all the information presented in this presentation here today. Today we are presented with a patient who has suffered a catastrophic car accident as a result, has had unfortunate brain damage. Sadly, this resulted in incomplete brain death as defined by the state of Arizona. Brain death is when there is no more blood flow to the brain, therefore the patient is no longer able to respond to any stimuli. According to the Uniform Determination of Death Act, these laws recognize total brain death or the irreversible cessation of all functions of the entire brain, including the brainstem, as a valid criterion for death. The standard rationale for this criterion is that since death is the breakdown of the organism as a whole, and the functioning of the brain is necessary for the integration of the various cells, tissues, and organs into a single organism, total brain death is the death of a human being. The patient, if kept alive, will need around-the-clock extensive care, as well as life support and infusion of nutrition. The family has been made aware of their loved one's circumstances, and they are divided on what will happen with the patient. Half the family wants the patient to not suffer, the other half does not want to kill the patient. In this presentation, we will examine the ethical issues surrounding this case, how as administrators we should approach the situation ethically, and the policies and procedures that are in place to assist in the management of the family and what's in the patient's best interest. Medical issues surrounding brain death. Communication. There needs to be constant and transparent communication with the family and the entire care team at all times to ensure that there is an absolute understanding of the patient's cerebral situation, prognosis, quality of life, and all the recommendations that the medical team has, as well as any and all available options. This communication needs to be done as empathetically as possible, ensuring that the care team is sensitive to the family's culture, beliefs, situation, and emotions. Under advanced directives, when there is no end-of-life planning, it tends to muddy the patient's wishes. Communicate with the family and ask them what the patient has expressed in the past about their end-of-life care. There will be family disagreements that arise. To assist the family in their decision making and to help resolve any disagreements in the patient's end-of-life planning, there needs to be a multidisciplinary team consisting of ethics committee members, social workers, pastoral care, and palliative care. The family needs to meet with this team so that all questions and concerns may be addressed. For legal consultation, because there is a risk of legal implications resulting from inappropriate withdrawal of life, there needs to be a legal team that is also consulted to ensure that all is done within the confines of the law, especially in this situation where there is a known disagreement within the family. Surrogate decision making. It is important for the care team to ensure that there is an understanding of the hierarchy determining the persons that are authorized to make medical decisions for the incapacitated patient. Patient privacy laws that are federally protected. Healthcare teams have a firm understanding of the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, which protects the patient's health information. Ensuring that information that is being transcribed to the family is only necessary information that will assist in their decision for the patient's care. There needs to be ethical hospital policies. In every hospital, there is an ethical guidelines policy that will assist with providing a framework for forming a decision for end-of-life care. State laws for brain death determination. Follow the state laws for determination of brain death. In Arizona, Arizona State Legislature in 41107, Determination of Death and Status, rules outline the determination of what constitutes brain death and how that would affect end-of-life care. These laws may influence a family that is disputing the end-of-life care plan for the patient by providing the healthcare team with the backing of the law. Court interventions are important when the family is truly at an impasse. There may need to be a court intervention to assist in legal guardianship establishment and to resolve any disputes to the decision for end of life. Ethical issues surrounding brain death and end of life. There are many ethical issues that surround this situation and many other patients and their families. Patient autonomy is the fact that the family needs to respect the patient's wishes before they are incapacitated. A family saying that they wouldn't want to live this way is most likely a key indicator of a conversation that happened in the past, and this should be explored further. The family issues that surround this situation need to be examined and addressed, while also respecting the family's diverse religious beliefs, values, and interests, and also ensuring that the patient's interests are coming first in any and all discussions. Regarding the best interests of the patient, this needs to be determined, weighing in on the quality of life for the patient and the family members that are now thrust into the new role of caretakers for a brain-dead family member. Communication is essential for the determination of the best care plan for the patient. Communication needs to be concise and transparent as possible. Empathy and honesty can assist the family in making a decision that best fits the patient's wishes. The multidisciplinary team is essential in facilitating these decisions. Sometimes family needs to hear the opinions and communications from ethical committees, and clergy members can assist in the decision-making process. Ethical issues surrounding the brain death and end of life continued on to the slide. The care team must determine through careful evaluation and clinical testing to see if the withdrawing of life support is respectful of both beneficence and non-maleficence, and that they also must align as best as possible with the patients and their family's culture and religious beliefs. There needs to be a determination of the surrogate decision maker. It is the duty of the healthcare team to establish a decision maker or healthcare proxy, so there's one designated person to make the decisions regarding the patient's care plan. This needs to be done within the laws and regulations of that state or county. How can we implement policies and ensure they are being followed to protect the patient? Policies and procedures are put into place so that the patient and the staff can be protected, and that situations like this one, where the family is at odds over the patient's care plan, can be rectified more quickly. There are many policies that can be implemented, but ensuring that the staff follows them is a whole other problem. Brain death determination policies should be in place so that there's a process and written criteria to determine if the patient is brain dead. Confirmatory diagnostic testing and multiple physicians disciplined in various neurological and intensive care medicine should be the ones to determine brain death. A written policy should be in place that is aligned with laws and regulations to ensure that there is a determination of a surrogate decision maker, especially when there are family disagreements. This hierarchy must be adhered to so that it is not undermined. Establish policies for the formation and conducting of family meetings so that information can be passed along the hierarchy to the family in a clear, empathetic manner, so there's no misunderstanding of the patient's care plan, various treatment options, and prognosis. The ethical committee's role must be defined through policy in the event of a disagreement between family members. Define what constitutes the ethics committee's congregation and what issues they are to address. The provision of policies and guidelines in determining the decision-making capacity of the patient. Align other healthcare providers, such as mental health providers, to assist in the determination. Sufficient documentation and record-keeping policies, and the specification of what needs to be documented and how often, especially when it pertains to family meetings, discussions with family members, and surrogate decision makers, and ensuring that the patient's EMR reflects all the appropriate documentation. End of life and withdrawal of care policies should be in place so that the appropriate care can be provided to the patient to ensure that they are as comfortable as possible. How can the administration ensure that policies are being followed? For situations like this one, where the family is unable to come to an agreement on how to deal with their family's potential end-of-life situation, there needs to be a way for the administration to audit the staff's compliance with the policies that have been put in place. There are several ways this can be done: by instilling a thorough and systematic approach to the enforcement of these policies. It will assist the healthcare team in maintaining a safe and ethical care plan for the patient and their families. Through education and training in ethical policies and real-world scenarios such as this one, the staff will be better prepared to negotiate these problems. Focusing on adhering to policies and documentation. Ensure clear communication on any policies being changed or implemented. When new employees go through their orientation, there should be a focus on policies and ethical care of the patient, including how to ethically care for the families and the patient in an end-of-life scenario. A constant system of auditing of staff's documentation and patient's charts and staff's knowledge of the policies ensure complete adherence to the organization's ethical standards. This falls primarily on the leadership, and there needs to be complete oversight to ensure these policies are being followed. Leadership needs to map disciplinary procedures for staff who do not follow the organization's ethical standards and policies. Rewards and recognition should be given to the staff who consistently follow the policies and procedures and should be included in their performance evaluations. At these various resources that are listed below, ethical care policies and procedures can be found to help implement and maintain ethical care for your patients and their families. The need to ensure quality ethical care is one of the utmost importance in these people's hardest times of their lives. Listed here are my references. Thank you so much for listening to my speech. I hope this helps your organization form good policies to ensure ethical care. Thank you.